I'm going to take a minute or so here to say something that's been bothering me. This is more of an editorial comment on my back page, but um, and I want to preface this by saying I I did travel ball with my kids. I understand. I'm not condemning anyone that does that and chooses to do it. I don't want anyone to take that. I'm using this as a kind of a cautionary tale from experience when I say this. So this time of year, it is very rare, if not impossible, to drive by a local ball field and not see something going on a Sunday,
Yep.
right? It's, I mean, matter of fact, yesterday something was going on in Hallsville and the place was packed and it was going on Sunday morning. I know our culture has changed, and I don't want this. This is not a culture talk that I'm getting into here, and I'm not trying to be preachy to anyone. Again, I did it myself, and so who am I to point fingers? And I'm not doing that with this. But I am urging some caution to folks out there who may be listening, and just understand the sacrifices that you make when you decide to go full bore on travel ball, select ball, whether it's baseball, basketball with AAU, anything, right? When you start giving up Sundays, particularly when you are a believer committed to your local church, it does affect you. It affects your family. It does. It affects you financially. It affects you spiritually. It affects you emotionally. It really, really does. Because it is a competition for what you say and you profess that you is most important to you. Um, and and look, I'm saying all that and I'm preaching to myself more than anyone because we did that growing up. And look, it was beneficial. It was beneficial to my son in that he got the exposure to get a college scholarship and go play college baseball. It's not like that with everyone. And when I see full ballparks on Sunday, Sunday after Sunday after Sunday, um, I just have to caution everyone and say it is what it is, and be careful when you commit to that because it's real easy to kind of put your faith on the back burner, and you're not always able to pick it back up when you want to, and you get disconnected from the things that really matter. And so again, I'm not condemning anyone. I'm not saying don't play travel ball. I'm just saying make sure you have a plan in place to where your children and your kids and you know, have that connection and you don't lose it because the biggest regret I have about all of that, and again, I didn't have it in the middle of it. I'm several years removed from it. When you look back, and it's like I regret the time that I didn't spend with my church family and didn't have my kids spending with their church family in in sacrifice of playing travel baseball. And again, I'm not saying that as a condemnation to anyone. I'm just saying that as a note of caution from experience. And I just wanted to mention that today.
Yeah, I'm glad you did. Those are good words. I could talk till I'm blue in the face about it. From that same impact that I've seen to the fact that probably the advent of travel ball. I have a son who didn't really play it much. We did a year or two, dabbled in it, but probably was the reason that my son lost interest in the game of baseball because all his friends were doing that, and he likes playing with his friends. He likes playing the game, but if he's not playing with his friends, it wasn't going to be that way, and he knew, and he was fine with it. In our family, it wasn't going to fly because Sundays were what they were,
Mhm.
and one of my favorite things to watch him do was play baseball, and he just lost love of the game because he could never play with his friends. So it kind of, I know what you mean.
Yeah, and the numbers show it's overwhelmingly that the kids that play travel ball, you obviously are not guaranteed anything at the high school level, even for sure, college, and even more so pro.
Yeah.
Look, I played everywhere. We played everywhere and went everywhere with some really good ball players, really good ball players. And I know of from that group, maybe three in 10 years that you got drafted or had a
Yeah.
shot to play Major League Baseball. You know, I'm not condemning it. I love baseball. But just I want everyone to go into it and understand, as someone who has been there and been through the whole experience. I had somebody when I was getting started in it, a lady that I respected and was working with very, very much so. And she said the exact same thing to me. She said it was a wonderful experience. We had a lot of fun at it, but it takes away from some things that they regret that they had to give up. And that's kind of where I'm at on that. And I just want everyone to understand, again, as somebody who's been through the movie and done it and knows the script, it's not always roses at the end of it.
Yeah.
Don't do it with any regrets. And that was my biggest regret, is that I had to sacrifice our church life a little bit. And we would go sometimes with Matt, we would go sometimes 6 weeks without attending worship. And as a Christian, that affects you. It really does. It affects your entire family. And so
For sure.
have your guardrails in place and understand that you need that as part of your life as well. If you can incorporate it into it, that's great. We tried to do devotionals on Sunday games, before games. That helped a little bit, but it wasn't the same as church. So
Yeah.
just wanted to put that out there, and do with it as you will. Okay.